Hello Malaysia and welcome back to The Nation. We're currently talking about e-learning, Generation Y, and of course Ridgeminds, the CEO and founder of Ridgeminds joins us today at The Nation, Mark Eshvaren. And a while ago we were talking about e-learning and the downsides of e-learning. One of the major problems with e-learning is when you go for an interview, you're certified or you receive a degree or diploma, or e-learning diploma or degree, it's not taken seriously simply because people think it's easily available. You can buy them, and there's not enough credibility when it comes to these certificates. So our perception's changing with regards to that. I know of some friends who study online and they, burn the midnight oil to get it done and come out with a legit degree or diploma, but it holds no water. I mean, you go for an interview and say, oh, no, it's online, it doesn't make a difference to us.
Yeah, that's where the accreditation councils are coming in place. The courses that we offer are being accredited by world-renowned accrediting councils from US and Europe.
Right.
They are the non-profit organization which is being audited by Council of High Learning from US.
Right.
So there's no way that they can give out certificates because they'll be in trouble.
So it's great that there is a system in place to accredit and also to monitor what online learning or e-learning. But how do you talk to employers and of course convince them that these things are legit?
It's looking at our past track records. People who have studied and graduated online, they're already working in huge corporations like American Express, Emirates, Etihad, and all this big organizations around the world. So they have done their due diligence. They have done their checks on these universities to find out whether are they legit or not.
So they've done all these checks. Now, you've started an academy. It's called the Ridge Swiss Academy.
That's right.
Right? So with the Ridge Swiss Academy, there are certain courses that can be taken, or diplomas, degrees, and masters.
Degrees and master at the moment.
Degrees and masters.
Yes.
So how is this different from any other online studying or e-learning?
Okay, our online degrees, BBA and the master's program, first of all, is being monitored by the world organizations like ACBSP and ECB. You guys can Google it.
ACBSP?
ACBSP and ECB, American Council for Business School Programs, and also European Council for Business Education.
Right.
Who also endorses some of Malaysian institution. First of all, it's it's being monitored by this organization, and we also have the track record of students who's already working from our program.
You have a track record of students who are already working.
Yes.
Right. And with this program, what's this program like? How different? What does this program offer? Or what does it offer that other programs don't offer?
Okay. The modules of our BBA programs and MBA programs are crafted by real life business people and also academicians.
Right.
Jared, let me ask you something.
Okay.
Let's say you're a master's student and a lecturer is teaching you Masters of Business Administration, but the lecturer has never done business in life. Does that make sense to you?
Right. I know where you're coming from because I see a lot of this. And a lot of you out there who are sending your kids for mass comm or broadcasting, you need to be careful where you send them to, simply because we get a lot of kids coming here to do their internships at Bernama, the internship with regards to broadcasting and TV and radio, and most of them don't even have basics of these
That's
platforms.
The problem,
So if you haven't done it, you shouldn't be teaching it.
Exactly. So our programs are crafted by real life street smart business people who has gone through the trial and errors, the Gen X, what we went through. So they sit in a council and they craft these modules. So, and it's written according to a human behavior. When you do online studies, let's say you're going to sit down in front of your computer for 45 minutes, right? They have taken into consideration of your work stress, your interaction with the PC. Okay, it's
All
not
the daily setbacks that we have as working class people.
It's not like taking up the module from a physical class and uploading it to the internet and let people study. It's not as simple as that. is being carefully crafted for online studies. Yeah. So that's why we are different.
Right. So now it's being what do you call it? It's being promoted in Malaysia. And how are you doing this? How are the promotion campaigns being carried out?
It's very good. As I said, we have started it with the Gen Y. We're educating them. We're educating them what is e-learning first.
Right. So when you say you're educating them, where do you go and educate them? Do you do it online? Do you have talks with them?
We do talks.
Right.
We visit the schools. We talk to the Form 5 leavers. We give them options because every year there's about 450,000 students sitting for SPM. I don't think everybody goes out there and applies for a college or gets admission into a college.
Right. Right.
Some of them can't afford it. Some of
so
them
you can't afford a college. What do you do then? So how much better is this than price-wise than a college?
Okay, when you talk about e-learning, you're not paying for a building, you're not paying for the aircon, you're not paying for the 5-star treatment that you receive in a college. This is not for everybody, but someone somewhere might need this. We are looking at, it starts from 7,000 up to 15,000 ringgit for a degree.
Right. And what does the Education Ministry have to say about something like this?
They basically, as I said,
I mean, if the math's done right, if e-learning picks up, universities will be running out of business. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Not everyone. The physical business is still there, it's still growing. I'm sure they have their blueprint, they have their plans for expansion. If you look at the wave is coming from the first world country right now. You look at the first world country, what is happening right there? Education has become a huge business.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this or not, but that's a...
Let's just say it. I mean, we'll find out when we leave the studio.
Exactly. It's a huge business right now. It's a trillion-dollar business. All right. E-learning could be a small part of it. Okay. It can be the secondary degree, as I said. It also can help those with the diploma, but they've been working in a company for 10 years with 1,800 or 2,000 ringgit salary. I'm sure you can't leave your job at the age of 35 and go and continue a degree for 3 years. That's absolutely crazy, right?
Right.
Because you already have your car to pay, your house to pay, your kids.
So the demographics that you're targeting or the demographic you're targeting are kids, school leavers.
School leavers. It can be school leavers. It can be diploma holders. It can be someone who's working with experience. It can be SPM or diploma.
Right. But I would think that it would appeal more to working adults. So adults already have working experience, and are they warming up to the idea?
Yep, they do. Because even the government is looking at a GDP, a per capita income of 15,000 US dollars. Now we are standing at 6,000 to 7,000 US dollars. How to achieve that? The only way in a job class for you to achieve that to hold a degree or a master's. Even degree, everyone has a degree now. So what's the next level? It's master's, right? So we basically give you that time frame of 1 year minimum. It can be 2.5 years, 2.5 years to complete your degree. So you as a working adult, you can come back after work, you can sit in front of your PC for 1 to 2 hours a day, and without you knowing, after a year, you're a degree holder.
Right. So go out there and think about doing it, simply because we are times are becoming tougher in Malaysia, and especially when it comes to getting a job or when it comes to getting a promotion. And I've experienced that. You get people who can't string a sentence together, telling you that you need a paper to move up to the next level. And it will happen to you at some point. If you're a working adult, you need to be equipped. If you're not equipped, so start being equipped. Now, for those of us who are taking courses online or who want to take courses online, what do we need to look out for? There are red flags to look out for when you sign up. There are many different courses, of course, other than what you're doing. People who are doing courses, say online writing journalism course, whatever. What do you look out for red flags when you sign up for?
Basically look out for the false advertisements that you see.
How do you know?
The scams out there.
Right. So how do you verify the scams?
Don't transfer money without knowing whether the university there exists or it doesn't exist. So you need to know whether they really exist or not. So the only way to find out is you can go to the councils around the world. You can Google them. Let's say it comes from US. You go to the CHEA. You can find out whether.
So if it's from the US, you need to go to the CHEA.
Yeah.
Please write that down. CHEA.
Yes. And also ACBSP, other counsel from America, they would be able to give you the information.
Right. You just Google them, and can you write to them?
Yeah, you can write to them.
And ask them about if it's a course based in the US.
Yes.
Yeah. So what about the other parts of the world? Say if you want to take a course from, usually it's US for us, US, Australia,
Europe.
UK, Europe.
Yeah.
Those of us who do sports science or whatever will be looking for some in Russia.
Yeah, true.
So how do you verify if these degrees are the real thing, the real stuff?
Yeah, as I said, you can write into them.
Yeah, but that's for only the American.
American and also Europe, they have their own council. Every country, they have their own councils.
Right.
And these people, they are in organizations, right? Non-profit organization, right? You also can Google them and write to them.
Right. And whilst we're talking about e-learning, we also want to delve into MBA programs. A lot of people are moving into doing their MBA. When you're sitting in the office and just after lunch you're going through your Facebook page or just chatting with a couple of friends in the office, and some smart friend of yours will come up to you and say, hey, have you thought of taking your MBA? Because I'm doing it now, Take it because it's really good. It'll help you do lots of other things. Seriously, if you don't understand what it means, let's find out what it means. What's this whole MBA thing about, the whole rah about MBA all about? What does it help you do? For some of us are just clueless about what it means. It says with your MBA you can do better things, or you'll be promoted, so on and so forth. But essentially, what's an MBA?
If you ask me, that's supply and demand.
Huh?
That's supply and demand.
MBA is supply and
It's
demand.
supply and demand.
Okay.
When the market is being crowded with degree holders, what do you do next? If there is a job advertisement, there are hundreds of degree holders are applying for the job, and
So you go one up.
one up. Yeah. So when you go for your MBA, so you stand a better chance. Of course, that's one of the reasons. Why do you do MBA?
Right.
First of all, it's knowledge. Of course, knowledge. Right? You can gain the knowledge through offline or online.
Right.
It doesn't matter. But you don't do it.
See, my studio director Sam is just asking me, what should we do to better our lives? MBA, Sam.
Yes, Sam, got that. So MBA basically it's going to upgrade yourself. You're upgrading and you're getting the insights of the management. You're getting the insights of the job that you're doing. If you're working in an executive level, you just do your job. You don't know how the business module works. Let's say you're with the Virgin Group, Virgin Atlantic. You're just a normal guy who's working as an executive. Compared to the guy who's in the management, he has a bigger responsibility to take care of the company's profit and loss.
It doesn't necessarily mean that he's smarter, having a bigger responsibility.
Yeah.
He just got up there the smart way.
Exactly.
Right. And through MBA, all these things can be done.
Yes, can be done. And it can come from any industry. You can be from the engineering industry, or you can come from customer service. So MBA basically is a general degree, MBA degree.
So if I walk in for an interview with a paper, this is my MBA boss. Show it to the interviewer. What kind of information would it give the interviewer? That I'm smart or I'm really good at what I do?
Basically, you have done something extra with your life.
You've done something extra with your life.
Yeah, you want to move on. You're showing the interest that you want to move on in your life.
Right.
With the MBA, definitely the salary is going to be higher. Your position is going to be higher.
But saying someone who's completed his or her MBA, how much better can he or she be from a normal employee in the office?
Knowledge-wise?
Knowledge-wise,
yes, of course, because you're going to do your thesis, you're going to do your research, you have to do your project paper. That will give you exposure compared to what you have done so far in your life. Right. Probably you might pick up a topic which someone who's never thought of it, and you did your research on that. That might help the company to progress.
Okay, so how when you submit your thesis, how do they decipher what's good, the good from the bad? I mean, I've personally read some, not that I understood what the thesis meant, research on certain things, and I noticed one thing which is very apparent to me, grammatical errors. From line 1 to line 10 in page 1, there'll be like 20 grammatical errors. Is all that overlooked when you do your MBA?
Of course, the grammar part has to be corrected. One part of it. Second is what is the essence of your
Intipati lah, as we
intipati,
as
yes,
we say in
exactly.
Bahasa
The
Melayu.
essence and also what is the outcome of your thesis and how it's going to help the organization. Basically,
Right.
they will look at that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, before I let you go, we've got a few minutes left.
Yeah.
You know, for those of us who are interested in going the Ridge Minds way, you know, what is the Ridge Minds way?
Global e-learning is our way.
Yeah.
E-commerce is our platform, and we teach and connect people worldwide. It's not only Malaysia. We are talking about borderless world now. We are talking about borderless economy. We are talking about borderless of everything. So this is the time for us to put it to work. Not just to talk about it, but put it in action.
Right.
And get the results out.
So, if I were to do an MBA through the Ridge Minds way, how much would it cost me?
MBA would cost about 40 to 50,000 ringgit.
An MBA would cost.
MBA, yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is the master's.
Yeah, it's not too cheap or too expensive. It's at the mid-range.
Right.
Yeah.
40
for
to
the
50,000 ringgit.
Yes.
How is that different from a university in Malaysia?
In Malaysia, I think if you're looking at the public university, it's much cheaper. But in a private universities, it can go up to 100,000 ringgit.
It can go up to 100,000 ringgit.
Yeah.
Right. So
MBA, the same MBA.
and okay, you said everything has been thought of, well thought of. Your stress levels are taken into consideration.
Yeah.
Saying if you're a working adult and your attention span, your habits, and when they put this MBA together, it was all tailor made.
Yeah, it is
for
tailor-made.
the working adult.
True.
With that, how many hours a day do I have to spend in front of the computer,
They have
or a week?
they have 2 to 5 years to complete their masters. All right. So it's
2 to
depending.
5 years.
Yeah, 2 to
okay.
5 years.
So
The
you can do it
fastest they
as
can-
fast as 2 years.
Yes.
You can
And,
take your time, be a
up to
slow poke, and
Be
yeah,
5 years. Yeah.
5 years. Yeah.
So 2 hours a day,
Mm-hmm.
that would be good.
2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're having problems with the e-learning and you're not understanding certain things within the tutorials, will there be like a help center?
Yes, we do have direct calls to the universities. You can fix an appointment with the lecturers. They can do Skype calls, or
Right.
there'll be webinars.
Right.
You can go through. If you miss the webinars, it'll also be recorded and stored in your website.
So interesting times with Ridge Minds here in
Yeah.
Malaysia. As a person, on a personal note, for you, now that you've started this, you're a founder and a CEO of a company. I would, what you call it, sum up that you're doing very, very well for yourself. What's the next plan for you in terms of your future planning, the next 3 to 5 years? Where do you want to see yourself? Very basic question.
Yeah, I understand where you're getting at.
Yeah.
We don't want to stop in Malaysia. We are looking at our surrounding countries like Indonesia, Singapore, Myanmar, Vietnam.
Right.
So this is our market that we are looking at. So we start in Malaysia, but we want to expand globally.
You're going to expand globally.
Yeah.
Right.
We already have inquiries coming in from Africa and all that.
And I always
Yeah.
ask this to all my guests that come in. I always like drawing lessons from people's lives, people who are successful. For those of us who sit every day, go to a job and complain about our jobs and want to make that move or move away from our jobs and do our own thing, but we're all afraid of doing it simply because we'll lose a source of income. We may never know where the next ringgit is coming from. We've got families to worry about, sick parents to worry about. What would be your tip or your advice for us before I let you go? You need to give us some tips.
Oh,
before I let you
tips.
go. Yeah.
Decide what you want in your life. Be firm with it. Choose an industry. Be focused and go all out.
Right. Okay, let's just pick out one small thing. You said decide what you want in life, be firm in what you want. How do you motivate yourself in keeping yourself firm?
My motivation is basically I don't want to work for anyone.
Right.
I don't like to be told. Probably I'm half Gen Y.
Right. Right.
So that's my motivating factor. Right. So I have to come out with my ideas, with my aspirations. How am I going to avoid that? And of course, financially to be sound and stable. So this has put me, it's like pushing a person into a river full of crocodile.
Right.
Do you think whether you know how to swim or not? Will you think?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You don't think, you just swim.
You just swim. You make it happen.
You make it happen.
Right.
So that's what made me here today.
Right.
Just swim.
So just you throw yourself in the deep end, and you'll definitely find a way to get out of it.
Do or do.
And then do or do. Yeah. So it's do or do. Well, if you need more information, you can go to a website. I hope we have, Sam, I hope we have a website to show on screen. So for those of us who'd like more information about Ridge Mines, what's the website?
Website would be fb.me/ridge.swiss. It's RIDGE.SWISS. So we are connecting the Gen Y.
Right. So it's out there on the screen. We'll hold it there on the screen for you to write it down or take a shot. I'll just put my face there if you take a shot. Right. And thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you in the studio. We do hope to have you back again to give us some insights into the World Wide Web and e-learning, of course. And of course, being an entrepreneur, I'm sure the next time you come, you will bring more information for us. We had an awesome video, but somehow we couldn't play it, a video about him, a 3-minute long video. Somehow we couldn't play that today. We're going to do that at some stage when he comes back into the studio. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you,
It's a pleasure having you.
Pleasure.
And it's always a pleasure having you with us on the show. Thank you very much for joining us right here on Bernama TV. This has been The Nation. I'm Jared Ratnam. You have a great day ahead.